Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Central Nebraska. It was 102 degrees yesterday, maybe higher, but it's only supposed to get to be about 80 today. So we're going to take full advantage of that and play around in the shop. So every now and then I like to get in touch with my artistic side and have a little fun out here in the shop. And that's what we're going to do today. I want to build another one of those old sewing machine tractors. Take an old sewing machine and make it look like a little toy tractor. As you can see, we've got plenty of parts to play with. I think these are the two units we'll use today. We like taking the wheels off of these old broken down sprinklers and using those for our sewing machine tractor. So we need to start stripping both of these things down. I've got to pull the wheels off of that, and then we'll pull the bottom plate and a bunch of parts off of this. Got the wheels off the old sprinkler, so now we'll get to work on the sewing machine. A lot of these wheels on the newer sprinklers are plastic. These are cast aluminum. We like the metal ones better. Lots of parts on an old sewing machine. I keep this little bucket. Put all the parts in, and also parts from machines I've done before. I've never seen a bobbin quite like this. It's like a little bullet that was underneath. It's got the bobbin that goes on the inside. Pretty strange. And that was held into here. Alright, took a while, but we got the sewing machine basically apart. Now this machine was set up to run with a pedal back in the day, or an electric motor that's an add-on later, which requires this pulley. So this pulley was on here with the manual spinner wheel like that, but we don't want that set up anymore. But we still want this to act as like a steering wheel, or look like a steering wheel. But it's got so much sticking out here in the back, so we decided to turn this around. We'll use this as a bushing to keep us off of there. But we're still a little long, so we're going to cut about half of this off to be able to get this wheel back on there. And then there's a little cap that used to go on the other side that we're going to put in this side. Fill that hole. So there we go, fits like a glove now. Alright, next thing I did, got the front wheel on here. I just used a 1/4-20 bolt through an existing hole that was already there and bolted it right through. It still turns. Good to go. So now I think we'll work on the back deck. Can't use any of this over here, I don't think. But we'll probably cut a piece of steel to go underneath there for the kind of the work platform. I went ahead and used the original platform. I just cut it down because the screw holes and everything were there. So we put that on there. Next thing we'll do is we'll dress up the front here. I still have the plate that goes on here. It's very ornate looking. But we'll put some stuff back in these holes, make it look like something. So the front here, we found a little piece here, shove it into the existing hole. I spot welded it on the inside so it can't come out. Same thing with this. And then there was a hole here, just put a carriage bolt in there, welded it on the inside. So the front's pretty well buttoned up. Let's work on getting the wheels on the back. Okay, we figured out what kind of ride height would be on the back. So the wheels couldn't be attached to this bottom plate. We had to get a piece of angle iron and come up from the bottom. And then we welded 2 nuts underneath to hold the shaft for our wheels. Our wheels still turn. And we can do some little cool things down here on the platform. Right now we're going to do some stuff under here. So one of the pieces that came off of the sewing machine kind of looks like a PTO shaft, doesn't it? So we're going to cut this off, probably about right here. We'll drill a hole in here in the back. we'll shove it through and then we'll weld it on the back side so it'll stick out. Got our PTO shaft in there. We also found a piece that looked like 3-point arms. Now let's figure out a seat. Picked up an old spoon at Junk Jaunt last year, a couple of them in fact. So it already kind of looks like a tractor seat. We'll just cut it to the right length and get it welded on there. There's our seat. What do you think? This piece here kind of looks like a throttle lever. We've got our bobbin little shaft there. Maybe put that on there for a throttle. Okay, we got our little throttle handle there. Got a couple pedals down here. So let's see what else. I think we're going to put a motor underneath. Got this old electric motor. I cut the tabs off of it, so that can go right up underneath here. Okay, we got our motor hanging. Got to try to find some little pieces to put on the side of the motor, make it look less like an electric motor, more like a combustion engine. Put a few gadgets and gizmos here and there. We got a little clutch lever here. Got the exhaust pipe. This kind of looked like an exhaust manifold, so we put that there. This had a pulley on it, so put that there. I put the side plate back on. Now what I realized I'm missing back here is our drawbar underneath. And this piece, end of it kind of looks like a drawbar. So we'll cut that off, get us a drawbar under there, and I think we're about done. Even the steering wheel works. All right, there she is. Pretty cool. Got our drawbar down there. 3-point arms. PTO drive. Pretty sweet. Now, I don't know if I'm going to paint this one. I kind of like the retro look that it has. We're probably going to leave it just like it is. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments whether I should paint this up like a John Deere or Farmall, or leave it like this. Always have fun doing projects like this, little artsy stuff. We've got more to do. I've got a bunch of other projects I'd like to do. Hope you stick around long enough to see us do all those. So, till next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Come back and see us again here real soon on the farm. We like having you around.